How's it going, guys? This is Ryan, and after I made my last video showing you some tips and tricks with the jet, I thought it would be a good idea if I followed up with that and showed a little bit of my own gameplay. The video that I originally did have some of my gameplay, but I wasn't really at my best that day. The AA was all over me. I wanted to kind of demonstrate all of the techniques that I laid out there for you guys and actually show them in action. So I'm just kind of going to show you the gameplay here, and I'm just going to comment on it as it goes.
I need a ride, wait! An island in December. There needs to be a location. I'll check the problem. I need a ride!
Now, as you can probably see here, if you look on my mini-map, you can see that jet is, he's on me. He's, you know, the stealth jet is faster and a little bit more agile than the attack jet is, so I'm kind of combating that. And by using that pump the brakes trick that I mentioned in my last video, I am able to head back to my team's side of the map and keep him at bay long enough that it seems like our AA or maybe some engineers with a stinger or something, they managed to kill him before he got me. Now at this point you can see I'm going to start trying to pick off some campers with the JDAM bombs. I actually get a multi-kill at this point because they were so, I guess, clumped together.
Objective Alpha is now under our control.
Managed to get a pretty nice kill there. It looked for a second like he was going to crash before I could pick up the kill and the vehicle destroyed, but I managed to get him. And all these turns you see, just to remind you, these turns are all being made not by just holding the brake down like a lot of people are telling everybody to do. If you do that, you're going to get killed by people like me. Doing that pump, the S key trick where you hold it down for a second, let it off for a second, hold it down for a second, let it off as you're turning, is really going to give you just enough of an edge that when it comes to getting into a circle war, when you're dogfighting, just trying to get behind the other person and you're circling each other, that can really give you the edge that you need to finally pick up the kill if you have the patience. Sometimes the circle war can last for a while. I've had some that lasted so long that the other person just flew straight and then bailed and just gave up. Sometimes you gotta have a lot of patience when you're playing the jet and you're dogfighting. And you could see I did the barrel roll trick there after I got hit by those active radar missiles. It really does. I don't know what it is about that, but it straightens you out. Like when you're just flying straight after you've been hit, your controls jerk a little bit, and it's hard to stay on a straight path. But by doing that barrel roll, you manage to stay in a straight line, and unless you're at a downward angle and heading for the ground, it can be a great help to maintain your stability. And I took a big chance there because I saw the AA sitting by the pool, and I basically flew right over it. And another big chance. Yeah, this AA gunner just wasn't any good, or he would have got me twice.
Neutralize Objective Alpha.
One thing that you might have noticed if you've been paying attention is that I use the ECM Jammer instead of the flares. That is really more of a personal preference kind of thing. When it comes to the flares versus the ECM Jammer, the advantage of the flares is that it does give you the opportunity, if you're quick and you have a good reaction time, to actually break the lock of an active radar missile. The ECM jammers do not do that. If a missile is already locked onto you, that missile's going to hit most of the time. So using the ECM jammer is really more of a preventative measure as opposed to the flares, which are reactive. The best time to use the ECM jammer would be before you actually hear the rapid beeping signaling that you have a missile coming at you. You want to do it to break somebody who's trying to lock onto you. Because once the missile is off, the ECM jammer is useless, even though, I mean, it's so ingrained in my my playing from all the time I spent playing with the flares, that even though it's useless, I still end up hitting the ECM jammer. It's a hard habit for me to break. Couldn't quite pick up the mobile artillery kill there.
Stop! Your location is a hostile sniper!
Another advantage, I just remembered this, of the ECM jammer is that it does remove you from the mini-map, from the for aerial vehicles. And that can make a difference. During dogfights, it's commonplace to spend pretty much as much time looking at your air radar as it is to be actually looking out the cockpit at what's actually going on around you, because sometimes when you're circling and dogfighting, you might not be able to see and know what maneuvers you're supposed to be making, and by watching your radar, you're able to kind of fly your aircraft blind. So if you hit the ECM jammer, you can sometimes get a little bit of an edge by removing yourself from the enemy pilot's radar. If he can't see you physically, if he can't look through his cockpit window and see you, it would be a good idea to use that. But if he can physically see you, then you can hit the ECM jammer and it's really not going to do much. It can occasionally hurt you because now you have a trail of smoke following you. So you really have to... the only time I would recommend using that is if you want to try a Hail Mary. If you know that you're losing the circle war, and as a last-ditch effort to save yourself, you can try that out. And here I got another jet on me. And again, I went back to our side of the map in the hopes that my some engineers on my team, or maybe our AA, can get the kill for me. And this, I remember, was actually where I ended up getting shot down, because the stealth jet pilot on my team actually had the opportunity to save me. He managed to get behind the jet that was attacking me, but then he couldn't get the kill, so I ended up dying because he couldn't get the kill, and the attack jet is not nimble enough to really win a dogfight with the stealth jet if you're playing against somebody who actually knows what they're doing. So yeah, I get shot down right about here, if I remember correctly. So as I'm wrapping it up here, I just want to remind you guys, please subscribe. Please throw me a like if you wouldn't mind. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them. I'll be checking here periodically, and I'll answer any questions that you might have. And as a reminder, if you do subscribe, I will be posting many more videos like this, not just gameplay, but I actually put out a couple of videos with a first look at some of the final stand maps that are going to be coming out in the near future. I was able to get into the community test environment and check some of that out, so I got some videos of that, one of which just came out today. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I hope it helped you to, if you're having trouble understanding what I was talking about in the jet tips video, here's all of those strategies in action right here, so I hope it helps you out. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Neutralized objective Charlie. Hostile machine gun assault.